my Mercurial mercenaries! I watched a few videos recently from the likes of Guitar Struggles about guitar tone, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about guitar tone. When did guitar tone become a thing for the average guitar player? The average guitar player being somebody who's not Jimmy Page or Jimi Hendrix. When did that happen? I put the blame squarely on the modern internet age. Back in the 90s, early noughties, where I was gigging most frequently, I had a Les Paul and an orange amp. And my co-guitarist, my co-conspirator, had an Epiphone Dot, I think, and a Marshall amp. That's what we had, so that's what we sounded like. I had a Les Paul because I was into Jimmy Page when I was learning to play the guitar. And I had an orange amp because I think I saw the Super Furry Animals playing with them and I thought they looked cool. My mate had the Epiphone probably because he liked Noel Gallagher, and he had a Marshall because everybody has a Marshall. That's what we had, and again, so that's what we sounded like. It was all based on looks. I did read guitar magazines when I was starting out. That's how you get drawn into the whole Jimmy Page, Les Paul, Jimi Hendrix Strat thing. But I gotta say, back when I was playing in the 90s, those things didn't matter, and I didn't read guitar magazines. It's funny, the more I played guitar, and the more regularly I played the guitar, the less I was interested in any kind of guitar culture whatsoever. I played, back then, a Les Paul and an orange because they looked good. They had the tone that they had. Played with the knobs on the amp a little bit, mainly for the treble and the bass. Work out what volume sounds best. My fellow guitar player did likewise. Both guitars sounded pretty much the same, and we just played, and that was our sound. Later, I moved on from that band. I changed the band like you'd change a girlfriend. In fact, I did change the girlfriend as well. But just like a girl, when they split up with someone, will cut their hair or do something drastic. In fact, a bloke will as well. They'll make an image change when they split up with someone. When I formed a new band, I wanted an image change in terms of the guitar. The Les Paul was still fine. To be fair, I was never that much of a fan because the damn thing wouldn't stay in tune. But more than anything, I just wanted people to see me and see that I'd made a change. Hair and guitar. So I went out and I had to buy a new guitar. This would have been at about the turn of the century. Sounds weird to say that, doesn't it? Turn of the century. But I went into a guitar shop. I looked at the guitars hanging on the wall and I saw a Telecaster. Yeah, I just like the look of it. I probably plugged it in just to make sure it worked, but that was it. I saw it, looked cool, looked different to the Les Paul, bought it, played it ever since. That's how much tone mattered to me back then. That's how much it mattered. Looked at it, liked it. It's a solid plank of wood. I'll have that. The bloody thing stayed in tune like something that stays in tune. I could smash it around. I could hold it above my head, Pete Townsend style. I even smashed it onto the stage a few times. Checked it out at the end of the night just to see. The bloody thing was still in tune. So if I have any positives of a Telecaster, as an aside, of a Telecaster over Les Paul, I'd say that a Telecaster stays in tune better. And I'm sure some of you out there will say, well, it's just the way you've got the guitar set up. Yeah, probably. So now I had a Telecaster. And I gigged with that more than I ever gigged with any other guitar. Tone. Just to put this into perspective, I played that Telecaster on the neck pickup, and only the neck pickup. Never changed the pickup selector switch. Probably on the day I got it, I stuck it on the neck pickup, thought it sounded alright, and changed all the knobs on the orange amp to suit the way that the neck pickup sounded. Never changed the pickup selector switch. I am the guy who played a Telecaster live on the neck pickup. Not on the twangy bridge pickup, which is supposedly the Telecaster's thing that it does. Not me, played it on the neck pickup because tone was that important to me back then that I experimented to that extent with it that I ended up playing the Telecaster on the neck pickup. I now realise that that neck pickup has actually got a really low output on it compared to the bridge. Switch it over to the bridge and it wallops up, 10 decibels or whatever. On the neck pickup, quite a low output, and I now realise it's quite a low muffled output. tricky to play live with that setting on this guitar, but I did it. That's how much tone was put into our heads back then. Not at all. Not at all. Because this was basically before the internet. But you know what? People thought our band was great. The guitar must have sounded just fine for what it needed to do, which was to sound like a guitar. Because that's all the general public care about. In fact, they don't care about that either. They just turn up to see a band, and as long as the band, as a collective, a thing, remember, people think of a band as a thing. As long as the band sounds good, they're happy. What makes a band sound good? The individual members of a band can tell you what makes a band sound good. You need a solid, tight drummer. You need a bassist who knows his stuff. You need guitar players who have the ability to tune their instruments and at least an idea of rhythm. And you need a singer who has something about him, a bit of character. We know as musicians what it takes to make a decent band, but the public only hear a good band or a bad band. They can sometimes say that they didn't like a band. You ask them why. They say they liked the band. You ask them why. Is it about guitar tone? Was it ever about guitar tone? Well, in this internet age, and I'm talking about specifically the ability to type the word guitar into YouTube and look at a variety of videos from the likes of Chapman, Andertons, and the whole host of other people who do guitar gear reviews. In this internet age, yes, it's all about tone now. It's all about tone. It wasn't in my day, but now it is. How strange. And I watch these videos. One of my favourite ones at the moment is a new one I've stumbled upon. Daryl Braun Guitar. Nice chap, amazing guitar player, and some thoroughly decent comparison videos between different types of guitars. Well worth a view. But tone has now become a thing, a proper thing. I want a new guitar, right? I really do. I'm prepared to buy a new guitar right now. But you know what? I can't buy one. I can't buy one because every time I put my heart into something, I have to check it out on YouTube and I see one of these comparison videos. For instance, the other day, I decided, that's it, I'm definitely going to buy 72 Telecaster Deluxe, you know, the sort that Keith Richards used to play, the sort with the two humbuckers in it. I thought, that's it, I'm going to buy it. And I thought, sod it, I'm just going to buy the Mexican Deluxe Telly because I know that Mexican tellies are pretty much the same as American ones. There's a few differences between them, but you know. But I made the mistake of watching a Mexican Deluxe Telly versus American Professional Deluxe Telly video. And I'm sitting there watching it, I'm thinking, yeah, do you know what? That American Professional Telly does sound a bit better. It does sound a little bit better. How much better? How much better? It was enough to make me go, oh, I'll reevaluate now. I suppose if I'm going to get one of these deluxe tellies, I better get the American Professional one for an extra £1,000. Huh. Well done. Well done. Because you know what? If I had it in my hands right now and I was playing it, there's nothing to compare it to. If I had the Mexican Deluxe Telly in my hands right now and I was playing it, I'd be happy. I wouldn't have someone next to me playing the American Professional going, oh, do you realise this one's got a little bit more of a twang to it? A little bit. I'd be just playing it and I'd be happy. And this happens with every guitar that I'm looking at. No matter what it is, I'll see a positive or I'll read a positive and I'll think, yeah, that's the one, I'll just get that one. And then I have to watch a video where someone's comparing it in tone to something else, and then the tone of the other thing they're comparing it to will be slightly better, and I'll think, but when did tone back in the day when I used to play, I didn't give a shit about all that. I didn't give a shit, I just picked the guitar up, and I didn't care what guitar it was particularly, I just wanted to stay in tune. I just picked it up and played it on the neck pickup. So what the hell do I care that the American Professional's got a slightly more of a twang to the Mexican? Because I used to play on the neck pickup anyway, and everyone was happy with it. The songs I recorded sounded great, we sounded great live, and the public thought we were great. On a telly on the neck pickup. Solely on the neck pickup. And here I am now worrying about the clean tone on the bridge pickup being slightly more twangy than the clean tone on the different guitar, and I'm only going to be whacking it through an orange amp anyway. Guitar tone. What ends up happening is I just don't buy a guitar and I abandon the guitar again, like I did for most of the noughties, because there are other instruments out there and there are other ways of making songs, and the general public, the people that you want to listen to your music, I mean, you need someone to listen to it, but the people you want to listen to it or buy it, they don't give a shit about the guitar. Some of them actively despise the guitar. Sometimes I despise the guitar. I need to either buy a guitar, settle for what I've got, or abandon the guitar again. Just have a break from it. I've got to say, as my life, if you laid my life out like a geological landscape, you know, dinosaurs and humans and everything, timeline, most of my life has been spent not playing the guitar. Most of it. If you added all the minutes of my guitar playing together, it would equate to practically nothing. Even when I tell you that I've been playing guitar for 25 odd years, but I haven't been playing the guitar for 25 years. I haven't. And tone doesn't matter jack shit if no one wants to hear what you're doing with it. There's too much music out there right now, and no one's really interested in listening to any of it. So you have to question whether there's any point playing the guitar at all. I would posit the notion that you all might as well burn your guitars because they're all a complete waste of time. What do you say to that? Anyway, as you can see, I'm spinning around in circles here. But have a good day. Go and pick up your guitar right now and play it. And most importantly, enjoy it. Because tone matters insignificantly compared to whether you enjoy your hobby. Thank you, my mercenaries. Over and out.